Welcome to PACTV Community News. I'm Walter Cicchetti.
And I'm Julie Thompson.
This week on PCN, we learned about how the town of Pembroke keeps its ponds healthy.
We stop into the Plymouth 400's Bass and Blue Captain's Kickoff Dinner, and we talk about the importance of swimming lessons at Pembroke's Town Landing.
We get a Grays Beach project update ahead of the Kingston Waterfront Festival, and we learn why volunteering is so important for the Duxbury Music Festival.
And Andrew Botieri of the Plymouth Bay Cultural District is on set to talk about Shakespeare in the Park and other upcoming events. But we start tonight's show in Manomet. When the Stop and Shop in Plymouth Village of Manomet announced its closure, many residents were very disappointed. A trip to the grocery store was a longer car ride than before. But it wasn't long before a new owner, Clement's Marketplace, announced they'd open shop in Manomet. After several months of renovation, Clement's Marketplace is now open, and many residents are excited to once again have a nearby place to shop.
So in February, we came in and basically gutted the whole building from the start, floor to ceiling pretty much, and built it into what it is today over the span of a few months. We're always building relations with local farms and local artisans to make sure we have lots of local products. Organic products are big for us, always stocking organic produce, things like hand-cut meats, scratch-made items, scratch-made deli salads. All those are sort of key areas for us.
We're unique in the sense that we're like a hybrid. You can get your traditional everyday milk, bread, eggs, but then we also offer organic, specialty, all natural. We offer a lot of local. We have tons of local around here. We have eggs, we have coffee, you name it. We do a lot of signature. We have fresh cut meats. You can get meat cut every day. You can get Kobe, you name it. We have prime, we have better quality. And then we have the hot bar, soup bar, things that you can't find at other places. Fresh made sandwiches, scratch made bakery items, and our customer service, of course. We strive to be the best. That's our number one go-to claim to fame.
We have Clement's Marketplace in Portsmouth, Rhode Island, which opened in 1980. And we also have Lee's Market in Westport, Massachusetts, which was purchased by the Clements family about 5 years ago. And sort of the ethos of all the stores is very similar, community involvement, working with local artisans, local farms. So very similar atmosphere to all the stores that we operate. We have some very effective sale programs. We have our Wave of Savings program, which is all month long. Great variety of products. We also have our weekly flyer that changes out every Friday. Basically, the way you get the sale prices is you register for a Shoppers Club card at our service desk. It takes about 30 seconds. And then that way, when you scan your card at checkout, you get all the sale prices and also are entered into raffles, giveaways, stuff like that. So a big thing for us is community involvement. We love our Community Partners program. It's something we're very proud of. It's so nonprofit organizations sign up for the program, and they collect receipts, submit receipts to us each month, and we cut them a check back for their organization. It's been hugely popular at our other locations.
While the town of Pembroke may not border the ocean like several of its South Shore counterparts, it does boast several beautiful ponds for folks to use for swimming and other recreation. However, those ponds don't have the luxury of the tide coming in and out, and can become stagnated and accrue things like algae and other possible toxins. We spoke with Pembroke's town health agent to find out how they keep the ponds ready for everyone and swimmable.
We are required by Massachusetts general law to perform bacteria safety testing at all public bathing beaches in Massachusetts. This is Oldham Pond. It is the public town landing for the town of Pembroke, Massachusetts. So every week we go out and we do a bacteria test to make sure the water is safe for people to swim and enjoy. The specific bacteria we're looking for today is E. coli, which is not dissimilar to the E. coli you would consume in food poisoning, and total coliform, which is another bacteria. Mostly these are not super harmful. They're only harmful if ingested. They're likely to give you a really good stomach ache or make you uncomfortable. They are not known, except in extremely large quantities, to actually cause death or more serious injury. The kind of algae we worry about here in Oldham Pond is referred to as blue-green algae. The irony is blue-green algae is not algae, it's bacteria. And you can tell blue-green algae apart from other algae is that it will have a real blue-green color and it'll appear iridescent or almost shimmering on the surface of the water. Once you've seen it, it's very easy to tell apart from other algae. There's actually 4 public bathing beaches in the town of Pembroke. Certainly the largest and the most well-known is here on Oldham Pond, known as Town Landing. There's also another public beach off of Woodbine Avenue on Little Sandy Bottom Pond. There's another public bathing beach on Stetson Pond off of Plymouth Street. And the last public bathing beach is in Furnace Colony on Furnace Pond on Furnace Colony Drive. So our beach bathing season would begin Memorial Day weekend and it ends Labor Day weekend. So all the weeks in between, we are testing the water weekly, visually inspecting it twice a week to make sure it's safe. Right now we are good. Our bacteriological tests just came back extremely low. The allowable E. coli count is 235 parts per million on a testing sample, and our beaches are all testing in the single digits with one exception. We have a 10 count. We did have an exceedance at Sandy Bottom Pond, which has cleared up on its own. The number one culprits are wildlife, animals. We want people not to feed animals, not to encourage wildlife, ducks, swans, and geese to congregate at the public bathing beaches, as their waste is high in E. coli and can cause a spike there. We are stewards of these ponds. These ponds belong to us. So some things we want to remember when we go to beaches is leave no trash behind, leave no food behind for wildlife. Never feed wildlife. It's not healthy for them. It's not healthy for your beach. If you live abutting one of our ponds, we want you to enjoy them. But keep in mind, if you have a lush green lawn right up to the edge of the pond, if it makes your lawn green, it makes your pond green. So we want to avoid using heavy fertilizers and any kind of toxic chemicals near the border of our pond. We all, as stewards of the ponds, all of us living around and near them and enjoying them, need to take good care of them too.
You know, it's unfortunate that a lot of times when the ponds experience these problems, it's during the heat of the summer.
Right, when people want to go in the ponds.
Yeah.
But it happens in all the towns. And Lisa Calades does a wonderful job of explaining what happens to ponds and how everything is interrelated. And I found that fascinating. I learned a lot, especially about your grass going right up to the ponds, and how if you fertilize your grass, it goes into the ponds. So everything is connected.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll be back swimming soon. Just ahead of the Bass and Bluefish tournament, the Plymouth 400 Committee hosted its biggest annual fundraiser. The event featured a silent auction, door prizes, dinner from Alden Park, and a guest speaker. PCN caught up with some of the organizers of the event before the evening got underway.
Tonight is a summer fundraiser for Plymouth 400's commemoration in 2020. We've done this fundraiser for 7 years in a row. This is our 7th year. We're very proud of this. It's grown over time. We have a fishing tournament, which happens over the weekend, but tonight we have our captain and crew dinner with raffles and auction items and silent auction items. We have a wonderful guest speaker.
I've done a lot of work with the O-Search organization. Actually, the founder and expedition leader, Chris Fisher, is a good friend of mine from back in Kentucky. And he and I have collaborated on trying to make good, bring bourbon to people's lives, and try to save the world's oceans at the same time. Tonight we're going to talk about how I came to be inside the bourbon world, how we've kind of transformed the bourbon industry, kind of innovating it and taking the bourbon and the maturation and moving the environment and the agitation of it, and how that coupled with our Jefferson's Ocean, which we're most known for, and how Chris and I got together with the O-Search organization, Jefferson Bourbon, and put this product together.
This is a kickoff event for the Bass and Blue. We'll be fishing all weekend. When I was a kid, and that was a while ago, we fished a tournament with my father and my brothers, and it was the Green Harbor Bass and Bluefish tournament, and there hadn't been anything in Plymouth for over 30 years that I'm aware of, not of this magnitude. So I decided, it's time to bring something like this back to Plymouth.
We have this event behind Cordage Park at the Cordage Park Marina, and we do that because we like to have it right on the ocean and be in a beautiful location in the summer.
Alden Park is a huge partner with Plymouth 400. They have sponsored this from day one, and they provide all these meals for free to everybody who comes here tonight.
When people leave here tonight, we want them to have had a wonderful time. we want them to have met some new people that they didn't know already. But what we really want them to know and remember is that this is a fundraiser for the 400th anniversary, the Plymouth 400th anniversary in 2020, which is going to be a world-class year full of events and programs and lots of VIPs and celebrities. We are really looking at a full year of fun, excitement, historic accuracy, cultural inclusivity, all of those things that really make Plymouth a really special place.
Looking for something to do this summer? How about cooling off by going swimming or attending a family fun day? Pembroke's Town Landing offers both swimming lessons and a family fun day event each summer. PCN stopped by to learn more. One of the best ways to beat the summer heat is to go for a swim. With the ocean and dozens of ponds nearby, there's no need for a pool. But with all the open water, knowing how to swim is an important skill. Luckily, swimming lessons and guarded swim areas are one of the many perks the town of Pembroke has to offer. Town Landing on Olden Pond is one of these treasures.
There's so much water, especially in Pembroke, that we need to keep these kids safe. We start at a very young age, as soon as they're able to get in the water, and we go right through adults. I've taught adults in the past because it's scary. There's a lot of boat activity. We have paddle boarders, we have jet skis, we have motorboats, we have kayaks, and we have to make sure that everybody knows how to save themselves if they were to fall in the water. We can do a mommy and me. A lot of times we'll separate the little ones and work on getting them comfortable in the water. That's for beginner 1 and 2. But for level 3, we'll put maybe 2 or 3 in a class because they're working on their strokes. And 4 and 5, they are working on endurance. And level 6 is pre-lifeguard. We run the program Monday through Friday for a half hour. And we start at 10 o'clock in the morning and we close at 4. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do our lessons 12 to 1, 1 to 2, and some specialty ones. We can work with all special needs people as well. And on Saturday, we run a 1-hour program starting at 10, going till 4 o'clock for those that just want to do the Saturday. And Monday through Friday, we charge $80, and just Saturday for 5 weeks is $60.
Pembroke also staffs lifeguards at Little Sandy Beach in Bryantville.
It's a little neighborhood one off Woodbine. We also do lessons, and they're small group lessons. We don't offer as many, so the staff is smaller there. The swim area is smaller. This is our main facility here. So we encourage people to come here, but we do offer, parking is tight there, so you're always welcome to come and swim there.
Town Landing also hosts a family fun day every summer.
We have contests, we have relays, we have the swim to the big island, we have the swim to the little island, and the veterans come and bring free food and drinks, so it's a fun time for everybody.
This year's event will be held on August 11th. Reporting in Pembroke for PACTV Community News, I'm Walter Cicchetti.
This past week, PCN stopped by Grays Beach to get an update on the renovations being done to the park. The goal of these changes is to make the beach more family and environmentally friendly, just in time for the upcoming Waterfront Festival.
We worked with the town in 2011 on the water quality improvements, the bioretention systems, and they contacted us about the stone revetment, which was falling apart. And every storm event, it got worse. It wasn't properly installed. We had some meetings about some soft solution options, and we found that the building was too close to the stone revetment to actually install soft solutions.
The building was no longer able to stay in that particular location, so we're actually moving the building back. It will be a restroom building, and that building will be built sometime in the early fall, so that was the reason that we needed to move that particular element. That was really the only item that actually has been removed from this property at this time. Along with this particular project, one of the benefits is when we applied for a couple of the grants that we received, they wanted to do some additional site improvements. So it allowed us to create better opportunities down here. We were able to install a stage that you can see that's right behind us that we're going to be using for movie nights. We just had one last week, and we'll be doing some music and concerts. We have a big waterfront festival that's coming down. We were also able to add some boardwalk areas. We're going to be adding some benches. Another element called the Moby mat, which is helps with ADA accessibility to the property. So it was a great opportunity to add those elements in because of the requirements for the 2 grants we received.
So a big benefit was to open up the park visually and utilize the whole park. So if you wanted to be sitting in your car up here in the shade in the upper parking lot, you could be doing that. Or in the new handicap spots, which we've realigned to face the ocean. And we also have a 45-minute temporary parking spot over there to eat your lunch.
It's just going to have just that other element of the whole park atmosphere by adding the boardwalk areas and the picnic tables and the additional benches and things like that. I just think it provides, again, another opportunity for the Waterfront Festival and our community in general. It provides a larger space here with the stage. It gives an opportunity to have different entertainment. There is some electricity that's going to be on the stage area as well, which we didn't have before, so that's helpful. So again, it just provides us a larger space here for everybody to participate and bring our community together.
The Duxbury Music Festival was another terrific success this past July, but it takes many hands to pull off this annual tradition. PCN stopped in to talk with some of the people who volunteer their time every year to make this festival what it is.
The Duxbury Music Festival doesn't exist without volunteers. There's like 200 volunteers. They're all, the faculty stay in people's homes. Every meal, 3 meals a day for that more than 2 weeks period is being provided by volunteers. The volunteers decorate the venues, hand out programs, put posters all over town. I mean, volunteers are what make the Duxbury Music Festival work. My favorite part of involvement is that I'm a host. I've been Regina Young's host since the very first Duxbury Music Festival. It just happened to luck out, and we were assigned Regina, and she's now part of the family. She's been coming every summer for 13 years.
This is my 3rd year as photographer for the Duxbury Music Festival. I'm a photoholic, so being a photographer is just great fun, just pure fun. But I'm also a musician, and I love excellent music, and the South Shore Conservatory has excellent musicians, and especially during this period in the summertime. These 2 weeks are absolutely amazing with the different students from abroad especially. It's a very international concert. The concerts are going to include mainly classical recitals and concerts with musicians who are string players and mainly string players and pianists, but there also will be other members of smaller orchestras. I think the South Shore Conservatory is growing, and it's offering so many wonderful programs for students in the towns of the South Shore. For the summer program, this is like a mini Tanglewood. I used to sing with the Boston Symphony and the Tanglewood Festival chorus, and I loved going to Tanglewood. This is sort of like a mini Tanglewood, and it's I don't know of anything else like it around.
I think the Duxbury Music Festival is wonderful because of the huge range of things that it offers. One of the things that I think is wonderful is there's lots of free concerts. The recitals that the students do, they do them 4 different times, once at the Village and 3 times here, plus Sunday in the Park, are wonderful opportunities to expose children to classical music.
Well, I think being a volunteer is one of the greatest things about the Duxbury Music Festival. There are young people who are in their middle school and high school who help with some of the grounds giving out programs or whatever, and they have an opportunity to hear excellent music, perhaps for one of the first times in their lives. For any of us, it's being part of an excellent group of musicians and meeting people who get to know one another and get to know us too.
For anyone who loves classical music, it's really special. The students are all working on at least the end of their bachelor's in performance. When I've brought guests, they're always blown away. They can't believe that this is in Duxbury, that they didn't have to go to Boston to hear music like that. It's my favorite time of the year. I just absolutely love the Duxbury Music Festival. So it's the people, the friends, the music, every aspect of it is wonderful.
We are so pleased to welcome back to set today Andrew Botieri, who is the chair of the Plymouth Bay Cultural District here in Plymouth.
Yes, well, thank you for having us.
Thank you for being back. For those people who don't know what the Plymouth Bay Cultural District is, can you just give a brief history of it?
Yeah, in 2014, the town of Plymouth and some of the shakers and movers, if you will, wanted to be designated as a cultural district. So they had to go through a whole vetting process with the Mass Cultural Council. And so in 2014, we were awarded, I think, the 27th cultural district throughout the Commonwealth. And over the last couple years, we've really taken some traction. You know, one thing is we've been getting some funding, and as you know, with any nonprofit, when you don't have any money, you can't do a lot. So we've been doing a lot of great things. We've got, you know, been getting some great funding through the Visitor Service Board, as well as this past year with the Cultural Council. But our goal and mission is to really bring together all the businesses, from retail to restaurants to theater to the art community, and collaborate and try to coordinate events with all of them. For the main reason of bringing you know, feet into the town to walk around.
That's right.
And also to visit and ring the registers of all the businesses. But also to really make Plymouth an art and cultural destination. Along with the history that we have here in Plymouth.
It's a 2-for winner. Anybody who comes here, they get a ton of history and they get a ton of culture, artistic culture.
Fantastic.
So the Culture District has a couple things that you do every year. The thing you did last year, Art Week, which was really successful. Can you talk just a little bit about that? What that was?
Oh, Art Week was we were approached from Art Week of Boston, which has been doing it for, it seems like forever. I think actually maybe since 2013 or 2012, I think they were doing it. And now it's also in conjunction with the Bach Foundation, Ernie Bach Music Foundation. And so what we did was we had an opportunity to be part of Art Week, and so we grabbed it and we sent out e-blasts to all the businesses in the area. And between art groups and even Gene and Paul down at the Lobster Tail, they actually did an event where they brought artists out onto the boat that could paint Bug Light, the lighthouse. So it was anything that was unique to do with art, something a little bit different. Second Wind did mug painting with Andy Driscoll from Inebriart. And
so these were people could participate in this. This wasn't just to watch an artist do it. But anybody could participate in these.
And that was really the key. It had to be unique, but we wanted to be something that people could participate in, especially the kids as well.
And they love it.
And we had the Fairy Door Trail that the kids had. It's still going on now through the end of this year with Jane Kelly and the Fairy Door Trail. And so, and you can still see people, kids and some adults with their fairy wings walking around town. And so that really lets us know that it was a great event. And so this year we had 24 events. For next year, which will be the end of April, beginning of May, we're looking to probably do in excess of 40 events for next year.
And they're all, I remember they were all listed on the website so people could see, oh, what do I want to go to and how am I going to plan my trip there? Which was wonderful. Now you're also doing, you did last year Shakespeare in the Park, which was hugely successful. That you're bringing back this year. Talk about last year, how it went, and what's going to be different this year.
Last year was our first time doing it. It's through Brown Box Theater Project, which is out of Maryland, but they do a series in Maryland and they do a series up here in the Boston area. And so they had approached us about being a sponsor or a collaborator with them on this. And when they did it 2 years ago, they had about 150 people show up. We did it last year. We had over 300 people show up.
And this is literally a Shakespeare production.
It
live.
Live.
Not on a stage, but in a park.
It's in a park, but they bring their own staging. So last year we did Hamlet. So we're going from tragedy to comedy this year. But the Hamlet was just, it was just fantastic. And the actors are phenomenal,
Yeah.
all ages.
Yeah.
And they do this show that they bring on the road with them.
It's a traveling show.
And it's a traveling
Right, right.
show.
So they're
And
professionals.
They're
Oh, yeah.
professionals. They're Shakespearean professionals.
Yeah.
And they were just really excited to be part and join us on this and all the promoting that we were able to do, all the local participation that we got as well up at the Center for the Arts. Prior to last year, we did a Shakespeare workshop.
Oh.
We're not able to do that this year, but
Okay.
last year we did. And we probably had 8 or 9 people that were interested in learning about Shakespeare. So we had one of their actors kind of go through, you know, things and how to act and how to do Shakespearean. And
Yeah,
it was
which
pretty
is tough if you've ever been in one. They're very hard,
Yeah.
very hard to do.
Yeah.
So this year, what's the play?
This year is As You Like It, and
is a
so
comedy.
it's going to be, because of the work going on down at South Park with DCR,
Yep.
this year it's going to be at the Hedge House. So we're going to transform the Hedge House into the Forest of Arden,
Okay.
which is where this all takes
place, yep.
And this will be a comedy, so this will be kind of nice to have something a little bit lighthearted.
Yep.
And so this is, we're going to be doing that, and then we're also going to be doing, there's a group up in Hingham that's going to be doing like a beer garden for us,
Okay.
with a Shakespeare-themed beers
During this.
during the thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So
now,
we-
if I'm a family and I want to bring my kids, what do I bring? Chairs? Is there? How do you sit? What do you do?
Yeah, well, it's going to be at the Hedge House lawn. If anyone's familiar with the Hedge House lawn, you know, bring yourself a folding chair.
Yeah.
You can bring some, you know, blankets.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Picnic?
And bring a picnic,
Yep.
a picnic, a basket,
Picnica?
and
Yeah.
and be able to just enjoy it. It's that's Sunday, August 19th, from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
So it's at night, so you don't have to worry about the sun.
Correct.
Yeah. And what
Yeah.
about lighting? What do they do for lighting?
They'll be doing all
They
their
do
own
all their
lighting.
own. Oh, that must be so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
What a
we-
different
we
experience.
just show up.
What a different
Yeah.
experience
Yeah.
to bring your kids to. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and how many people are you expecting this year?
We're hoping, you know, between, again, 300 and 400 people.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the advantages of being down on the waterfront.
yeah.
So you get a lot of that walk-by traffic. It is a free event. And
is
so
wonderful.
we'll be able to pull the people
Yeah.
in there. And we've got some local businesses who are sponsoring it this year.
Wonderful.
With like lawn signs
Yep.
that they're going to be doing. So
Yeah.
again, every little bit helps us to be
Yes.
able to defer some of the costs that
A
we
lot
do
going
incur.
on, yeah. Now, and do you have any plans for when the summer is over and some of the tourists leave? What does the cultural district do for the rest of the year?
We take a breath.
Okay.
That's our first thing.
Yeah.
We're going to take a breath, because the Shakespeare's on the 19th and the art and music is on the 25th of August. Then we'll be trying to coordinate with the Winterfest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As well as the Kiwanis tree lighting.
Yeah.
So those are
Oh,
some
so,
other
yeah,
events
so-
that we're going to be
yeah.
trying to
Events
coordinate
just keep on
Yeah.
coming. Yeah.
And then really gearing up for next year, 2019, for the Art Week.
Yep.
Art Week Plymouth as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We're so excited. Okay. So more to follow. We'll have you back later in the fall, so you can tell us how it all went.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. And again, on the 25th is our Art and Music on North, so people can come down to North Street on the August 25th from 11 to 4. Street musicians, artists,
Everything.
and again, family
Yep.
orientated events.
And this is all on your website, which is?
Which is PlymouthBayCulture.org.
PlymouthBayCulture.org.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Great to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for watching. If you want to see the show again, you can check out our website, and PCN is also on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook to get up-to-date info. We'll see you next week with a brand new PCN. And from all of us at PACTV, have a great week.